Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Adnan Baranbo, and this is a new episode of AVIAPRENEURS podcast. In today's episode, we are going to discuss business aviation operations to Italy, and who doesn't like flying to Italy. And my guest for today to discuss this topic is Mr. Loris Di Filippo. Good morning, Loris.
Good morning, Adnan. And thank you to your invitation.
Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time and interest. So Loris is an aviapreneur from Italy. He is the founder and CEO of Argos VIP Handling. If you flew to Italy, a private jet, then definitely you have used Loris company services all the time, or sometime maybe. Loris originally is a banker and a finance professional, and 18 years ago, he decided to move ahead out of passion, to move ahead and enter the aviation industry, and he set up Argos VIP Handling. So Loris, what led you to move from finance to aviation, and particularly business aviation? How did that move take place?
The first that after my study in financial, and I started to work in the bank. Unfortunately, I understood immediately that the banker is not my life. And so for this reason, I recognize the opportunity to study this aviation field in Italy, that in 2000 was in the business aviation is not particular development. Okay, because the activities in the airport was managed totally from airport management in monopoly, and after the liberalization, with the liberalization of this field, I took the opportunity to start this new challenge and new adventure for me, and so I created a small company or the supervision and the first, and after I required the certification to provide directly the services in the ramp. And so we obtained to Italian civil authority this certification, and so we started our adventure. And in 2006, I remember that I presented the company, introduced my company, my small company in Aviation, for the new client for me in the business aviation. Really, it was very funny for the first time, and the second time is very difficult because many people cannot think it's a very true that the other company could provide the services for the business aviation in Italy. And so I decided to move from financial, where you create the economy, the financial economy, but not the real economy. And so I would like to create something for my staff, for me, where you have the solid, real company where the family can go and the staff can go with me.
Perfect. So did you take some courses yourself so you understand more the aviation industry and how it works?
Yeah, I studied aviation. The benefit was to have internet where I can study in America what was really FBO in America, in England, in the rest of the Europe, and also in the Middle East. So to participate in several events for the business aviation, it was very useful for me because I can change my opinion, listen the expertise of the other people, other aviation professional. Yeah, of course, I continue my studies also now, because in aviation, but in the life, is important to understand where you live in the moment, now, in this moment.
Indeed. So in 2006, it was your first visit to EBASE and the first time you introduced Argos to the business
Yeah.
community. And now we're in 2022, 16 years later. Where is Argos now? How many staff do you employ? How many airports in Italy do you cover and serve?
Yes, we have certificated 15 airports in Italy, the main airport and the other small airport where the leisure, in particular, the leisure traffic is very important for us. In the main airport like Milano Linate, Malpensa, Rome, and Naples, Venice, and in all other small airport because we have the biggest in Italy, the biggest culture property, and so we have many people to come in Italy during for the tourism, and not only for the tourism, also for the business. Actually, we have about 100 people to work with us. We started in 5 people, and now we are 100 people.
Wow.
And yeah. And recently, in 2021, we decided with our board to join with the AVIAPRENEURS group in Europe, because after we cover total Italy, we need to grow more. And so for this reason, we created this join where they are our sister company now. And so our client can have the total assistance for the high quality services in business aviation also in Europe, because we are present in France, Spain, Belgium, Holland, and Italy. And so it is a very important opportunity for us and for our client, I think.
So AVIAPRENEURS is now, as I understood, is now a shareholder in.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
own.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting, very interesting information. Let's move to the market. The competition in the business and the private aviation handling in Italy is big. There are so many companies providing services, but at the same time, the market is huge. This might be one of the biggest business aviation markets in Europe and in the world, as inbound destination, as a destination where business jets fly to. So how do you gain clients in this tough competitive environment, and how you retain them and keep them with you?
When I studied the business aviation, the way that I decided to move in this field, I suppose that I understood only one situation for the client. The client is very particular because they want to take care totally. They need to have the one person or one company to have the same mind of to take care the clients, and totally availability for them 24 hours. And for this reason, we create our OCC, for example, that they reply immediately for each request about the company. Okay, and after our FBO in several airports provided directly the services, but the brain is in Rome, for example, near me. Okay, so I can check that everything is good for our client, and just in case is necessary, I push something, okay, because sometimes it's necessary to have the reply immediately for the also to bureaucratic situation. For example, the law in Italy changes continuous, in particular in aviation, so it's necessary to have the immediately reply for our client.
Very interesting. So customer service, fast and follow-up is what distinguish Argos from the other competitors, and it's your strategy in gaining and keeping clients. But please explain to us, how is the situation of business aviation handling in Italy? Because in some countries of the world, there are, like in the US, there is dedicated airports just for business and general aviation operations. In others, they use the same airports, but there are general aviation terminals or FBOs. There are others as well where the business aviation operation are handled in the same commercial terminal, but business aviation handlers only provide supervision services over the services provided by the commercial handler. How is the situation in Italy? Do you have dedicated airports or FBOs, or it's just supervision?
Yeah, we have all. We have all. So I mean that we have for example, in the main airport in Milano Linate, Malpensa, Rome, Naples, Venice, and other airport. We have the regional airport. We have the main terminal, for example, to arrival and departure commercial aircraft, scheduled aircraft. And after we have in a separate area, the general aviation terminal, where are the FBOs to provide the services. The parking is the same, is a normal that we needed to according with the airport management about the slot of the PPR, okay, for the parking. And sometimes during, not sometimes, often, during the summer is very difficult to have the PPR overnight because there is huge traffic, and so is necessary to check in continuous if possible to have some PPR or not. In the other situation, we have only commercial terminal where we needed to manage the flight for the business aviation, the passengers crew of the business aviation with the commercial passengers. And for this reason, we decided to do the other effort for our client and created a dedicated team, dedicated staff to follow our client for each step of the in arrival and departure, in particular when they pass through the main terminal until to arrival on the board. So the regulation changes continuous, and so for this reason that when we provided the services commercial flight, we have the ground handler for commercial, but they provided the service only in the ramp, and sometimes our client didn't require the check-in, for example, okay, but only to check the passport control. And in all the land side, we take care totally of the passengers and continues in the ramp without the ground handler for the commercial to provide the service on the ramp, the hard services, but we are always with the passengers and crew to avoid some not clearly required or not clearly comprehension from the ground handler commercial flight. And so we have the totally satisfaction for our client.
Very interesting. Actually, it's very complicated environment.
Yeah, for this reason, Argos exists.
Yeah, there is so many models actually. So what are the future plans and the projects you're currently working on Argos? What are the new Argos is working on that you would like to share with the audience of the podcast?
Yeah, we cannot share
confidential,
but yes, but I can say that our goal, our first goal with AVIAPRENEURS group is to become the first FBO in Europe with the high quality services, with the innovation, and to take care with the VIP lounge very, very good around the world, included in Italy, because we would like that our passengers and the crew can feel comfortable when stay with us. And innovation, because the COVID pandemic to learn us that we need to do the other step, not to remain before the pandemic. All the obstacle could be the big opportunity, and also for the pandemic we expected that the situation was very terrible. It's true during 2020, but for example, we continue to work to create new idea to do the next step in 2021 very prompt, and create the big opportunity for our passengers and crew.
I wish you all the best, and I'm sure you are able to achieve all the goals you have set for your company. I'm going to your career, Loris. So you are a true entrepreneur who left the corporate world to set up a business that's currently serving hundreds, thousands of clients and employing more than 100 people, providing a living and employment for more than 100 people. This is what entrepreneur is about, creating opportunities. Do you think entrepreneurship is for everyone? Anybody can be an entrepreneur?
Honestly, I think is no. The reply is no. Because the entrepreneur is not a special man or special woman. But it's only the people to decide to take the responsibility, not only from their own life, but also the life of the people to work with them. And more is necessary to decide deeply what that to create and never give up. Never give up, because the obstacle is normal. The life is normal to have the obstacle. It's important to transform the obstacle in the big opportunity, to recognize that the obstacle is an opportunity. Is not have the negative perspective, but positive prospect. Okay, because in each I study in mathematics and agree in mathematics also, and so for this reason that in each problem there is necessary to find a solution. And if in this moment you cannot find the solution, start again, and so you can find necessary the solution, because in different case the problem doesn't exist.
I like my opinion. I like your opinion and perspective. Actually, if we see every problem as opportunity, then life will be different for everyone. Because I'm sure in your journey establishing and growing Argos, you have faced so many difficulties. And at some time, maybe you faced a difficulty where you said, why did I do this? Can you share with us some of the difficulties you faced in your journey?
Yeah, when I started, we are young people in the world, in the aviation in Italy, where the people were old, not only for the age, but also for the mentality, the approach, because in Italy was the monopoly in all the airport. And for us, the big difficulty was to break this monopoly in each airport, because in each airport there is the different airport management, so the different approach, okay? But and more, the other difficult, very important to work for us was the difficult to obtain the infrastructure, the large, the office, because the airport management doesn't want to share with us, with the other company, the market, okay? Because before there is the airport management had also the sister company to provide the services before, and so we are the competitor, the new competitor, with young people to have the new idea, the new approach. So when there is the transformation in the moment, it's normal to have the barrier, but it's important to never give up and to continue to decide to break this barrier. And for this reason, now I can see that we have 15 airports with the certification and to open and to provide the services.
Amazing. I like this way of thinking and this work mentality. I agree with you. Entrepreneurship is a rewarding life, but at the same time is a very hard life. Like, for example, currently you are working in aviation and you are entrepreneur. So definitely you are working 24/7. Till when you are going to work?
Yes. Of course, it's a normal life for me. when I started, I have many higher. Now I have not. Can you see? So I see that for this reason, I also explain always my children, because I would like to be a father the first time. Okay, and so I have three children here, two beautiful children, beautiful for all, in the human, no, not only the face, but. I explain them that when I stay sometimes with them, I need to work in continuous by mail, by phone, because if there is the problem or some issue or inconvenience, I need to be present with them. They say to me, okay, Daddy, you have 5 phone bonus, not more for the work. But I stay 24-hour present with my staff, and also, and it's important not to forget, with my family, because they are my life and I work for my life. And so it is important to manage the work-life balance always, because you can do the entrepreneur, but if it's important to remain and to take care of all the details, not only from the passengers and crew is my life, if my work, but also my family is my life.
God bless you and your family. I hope you see them in the status you want to see them in. I know you personally, Loris, and we meet together in many aviation events and exhibitions. You and your team are very active. You almost leave no business aviation event that you do not attend. Do you see business aviation exhibitions necessary for growing and keeping your clients and growing your business?
Yes, of course. As I told you in when we started the interview, that Argos was the first company to introduce itself in exhibition in my base in 2006, because I understood that it's really important to meet the people, to meet face to face, to create the reputation, because they feel who is the person you. And so during the COVID, we are obligated to remain in the home and to create the dialogue by Zoom or by phone. This is also okay. I'm a fan of the technology, but it's important to remain and to create the relationship in presence, because only in the presence you can transfer who is really, and in particular, so in consequence, which is your company.
Thank you, Loris. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate sharing the journey of your career and your business. Before we close the podcast, I would like you to share your advice. What would you recommend the audience listening to us who are willing to establish successful business like yours? What should they do to ensure that their business can grow and succeed like yours?
I can speak only for my experience, and so I say that really never give up when you have the difficult, because in all field, not only in aviation but in the life normally, we have or we can have some difficulty, because it's a normal of the life and the work. But never give up. Study the situation, and after recognize that the obstacle is an opportunity. So in this way, you can transform your situation in the best.
Very valuable advice. Thank you, Loris. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And I look forward to meeting you very soon in person again.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to all the entrepreneurs who joined us today. I'm sure you enjoyed the podcast with Loris, and I'm sure you learned a lot from it, like I did. I see you again next week with another episode and another guest. Have a great day. Thank you so much.